Hello there and welcome to the video on drawing a mighty fine stickman. Now you're probably looking at the sorry stickman on the screen right now and thinking, well, that doesn't look like much. And this is what I call a hangman stickman. So it's something that we probably all drew in school as part of a game. And as you will already have noted, it's not a great stickman at all, certainly no use for cartoons. And the main reason that it's no use for cartoons is because it can't bend its arms and it can't bend its legs. So you're never going to get it moving, which means no exciting, vibrant cartoon characters for you if you use this kind of stickman. But luckily, there is hope because you can use what I call a jointed stickman or an articulated stickman. So an articulated stickman looks like this. It's got a body, torso there. It's got a shoulder girdle and a hip girdle. And it's got knees and ankles and feet. And then, of course, it's got shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. And the really, really important thing about this is the joints, as I've said before. So there are 12 joints in total, 6 in the top body, an shoulder, an elbow, and a wrist for each arm, and 6 in the lower body, hip, knee, and ankle for each leg. And if you put in these little dots for your joints, you won't forget them. And once you are used to drawing your stickman with these dots for the joints, you will be able to get them moving in a jiffy. So let's go and see how we can do that. Now you're comfortable drawing your stickman with all his little circles for joints, and you want to get him moving. How are we going to do that? Now the best thing to do is just to let your mind go and start drawing lots of little stickmen running, jumping, and doing crazy things. So don't worry. The biggest fear that people have is that they're going to draw something which is anatomically impossible, or they're going to make a complete fool of themselves because their stickmen are going to be so much worse than everybody else's. Theirs are going to be doing nothing, and everyone else's are going to be running, jumping, and having a ball. And that's just not true. So get on with it and let your stickmen do absolutely anything. Try to curve their spines, let the hips and shoulders not be perfectly aligned all the time. They don't always have to be parallel. In fact, it's better if they're not always parallel, because when they're not always parallel, they actually make for more interesting and dynamic positions. You can make your stickmen wave. You can make them do ballet. You can put their hands on their hips. You can make them stand four square, as we've done before, but that's pretty dull, so we won't bother with that. And you can always also look at them and think, I wonder which way this looks like it's facing. Well, I'm going to say that this guy's got his body facing this way because his knees are pointing that way, but let's have his nose pointing that way to show that he's actually looking over his shoulder. Or this one looks like it could be playing tennis up in the corner here, so let's have its nose pointing up in the air and it could be looking up there. This one, well, this one could be looking down as it does some wild shimmy in a dance, and this one is definitely running for its life, or perhaps holding a baton in its hand because it's running a relay race. So you can see there are all sorts of things. You can get your sticks to dance. You can make them pirouette. You can put them on bicycles. You can do anything with a stickman. But the main thing to do is just start drawing. And if you end up with the knees bending in ways that knees cannot humanly bend, it's not a problem. It's just a stickman. If you can't figure out what's wrong, you ask for help and someone will be able to tell you. So once we are able to draw these lively stickmen, what are we going to do with them? Let's go and take a look at that next. So now we want to put some flesh on the bones of these little stickmen. And the easiest way to do that, we can either put clothes on them, or we can just go and start making them a bit more substantial. So we start putting their legs on. I'm afraid these are all going to be male or wearing trousers, because that's just how we roll at the moment. So we're going to put some meat on their bones. Let's give this one a little rounded t-shirty thing and a hand and an arm. And we just start to thicken them up, is the best way to describe it, I guess. So there we've got a t-shirt as well. And we're just sketchily making it look like he's not only a stick person. This one, let's say this one we said was running a race, didn't we? So let's put its shorts on like this. And we'll give it a singlet. Here we go. Singlet for you, mister. And there are his arms coming out there. Make those legs a bit more substantial. Make this leg a bit more substantial as well with the foot. And the arm. Not going to worry about that baton there. Now this one, we could almost give her a skirt and kind of make it into a lady. So we'll give her a waist and bring her skirt down around her hips like this. And make her arms, we'll still keep her arms relatively slim, make her quite a slim lady. And this is her dress. That all works pretty well. And then we will, what about this guy who we said was playing tennis? Okay, let's leave him for now. You get the idea. You're literally going to go and thicken up the limbs and then put some clothes on. And this is very much using the pencil down technique. So pencil down and just keep sketching.